Hi everybody. Now I want to talk to you about the books that I'm reading. Not so much as to read it to you. Well, I hope you don't mind the gum chewing. I figured if I put it in the title, only people who would listen to it is those people who would like it. And I've been receiving a lot of comments asking, so here it goes. Okay, so I don't read many books. Okay, so what happens is I have I don't know, if I connect to one book, I would read it very often, and I would read it in a lifetime, over and over until I get tired of it and move on to another book. And I have not read many the adult quote-unquote books, which are like self-help kind of books that helps you in the development of your mind, your body, or your even cooking kind of books. I don't have any of those books. I didn't have any of those books until very recently. The physical book I bought, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I did listen to it in an audiobook very long time ago, and I don't have the audiobook anymore, so I bought this physical copy of the book. I have it here. It's beautiful. It's 25th anniversary edition. It's very good. And it's something that's very good that I sometimes read, but I don't read it all the time. I don't practice it every day. I would like to one day. But it does help a lot. Okay, what else? There's another book that is from the same author, Stephen R. Covey. This is called The Third Alternative. I never thought that I would like that better than The 7 Habits itself. And it turns out I love that book. I love it. The Third Alternative is so good. The thing is, the physical book is great to have. It's wonderful to have. Sometimes you read it, But then, for me, somehow I'm quite allergic to almost everything. I'm allergic to dust, and I get sinusitis and nose block and itchy eyes, and that's usually because if I have had book, the physical book, for more than 1 year. And I've had the third alternative book for more than 1 year. And I was reading it halfway through and I keep on having this runny nose and problems. But I loved it. It's amazing. And I don't like the digital reading book, because I don't have the Kindle, and I would get it on the iPhone and it's too small. So I like the audiobook. I like audiobook a lot because I have the long way commute from and to home. Transport is so long. It's about 1 hour either, 2 ways. Each way, so 1 hour. I have every day, so I can get some time with reading audiobook, listening to audiobook. So I don't have the third alternative in the audiobook. So I tell you, the other books that are not exactly for self development, but story fiction kind of book. I love story and fictional books that are amazing, but those I like it to be audiobook. First of all, the ones I have, let me think, which one should I tell you first? So exciting. Okay, the first book that I acquired on the audiobook is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Are you surprised? Because I love it. But the version I bought was not read by Simon Vance, which I'm very used to. He's amazing. It's some other guy, so I was not really happy with it, but I liked the book. So Stieg Larsson is amazing, and it's a gorgeous book. I like detective and suspense, and I like that kind of adventurous things, books and movies and audiobooks. And next book. Well, should I tell you about it? Yeah, I think it's. Let me just research this quickly. I think you all know it, but I just want to tell you something about the girl with the dragon tattoo. I love the girl with the dragon tattoo. The original actress, she was amazing. Okay, so I don't know how to speak Swedish language. I love the Swedish language. I realize that. But I will read this one for you, the title. Man som hatar kvinnor. Man, was it man? No. Man som hatar kvinnor. I like the Swedish language because it has the R. Stieg Larsson. Okay, anyways. It's about Mikael Blomkvist. Okay, so what happens is in the audiobook, Simon Vance reads as if he is a Swedish person, I think. Then he reads the names very accurately under like Swedish names. So the other guy who's reading, he's not he's speaking the names of the people in the book. He's reading it differently, so that's why I don't like him, because I'm used to the Swedish name, the original name, Mikael Blomqvist, not Michael. It's Mikael Blomqvist, and I will just read you the names. Okay, Hans Erik Wennerström. So in December 2002, Mikael Blomqvist, publisher of Millennium, the Swedish political magazine, loses a libel case involving allegations about billionaire industrialist Hans Erik Wennerström. He is sentenced to 3 months in prison and ordered to pay hefty damages and costs soon afterwards. He is invited to meet Henrik Wanger, the retired CEO of the Wanger Corporation, unaware that the Wanger has checked into his personal and professional history. The investigation of Blomqvist's circumstances had been carried out by Lisbeth Salander, a brilliant but deeply troubled researcher and computer hacker. Wanger promised Blomqvist evidence against Wennerström in return for discovering what happened to his grandniece Harriet, who disappeared in 1966. Wanger believed that she was murdered by a member of the family. Harriet disappeared during a family gathering at the Wanger estate in Hedeby Island, when the island was temporarily cut off from the mainland by a traffic accident on the bridge. Blomqvist moves into the island and begins his research in the history of the Wanger family and Harriet's disappearance. As he does so, he meets most of the remaining Wanger clan, including Martin. Those who read the book, you know what I mean. Martin, current CEO of the company, Isabella, Martin's mother. Oh yeah, Isabella. And Cecilia, a headmistress who was Harriet's friend. Though her sister Anita was closer in both age and friendship to the missing girl. Salander was ruled legally incompetent as a child and is under the care of a legal guardian, Holger Palmgren. When Palmgren suffered a stroke, he's replaced by Niels Bjurman. Okay, so this is where the differences of the name pronunciations were different for the 2 audiobooks. The Simon Vance pronounced the Holger Palmgren, but the other guy pronounced it as Palmgren, Palmgren. I don't know which is the authentic one, but I did watch the original Girl with Dragon Tattoo original Swedish movie with the English title, and the Simon Vance pronunciation seemed to me like the original Swedish pronunciation, But then again, the other name Niels Bjorman. So fans called it Niels Bjorman, but the other guy called it Bjorman. I don't know. So okay, so it's Niels Bjorman, who used his position to extort sexual favors from her and eventually does her something bad. So after using a hidden camera to record her assault, Salander takes revenge, torturing him and threatening to ruin him unless he gives her full control of her life and finances. She then uses a tattoo machine to brand him as a bad person. Yeah, she took her revenge. I like that she took her revenge. The Bjorman is an ass. Despite all expectations to the contrary, Blomqvist identifies new evidence in a case. One piece is a pair of photographs detailing Harriet's sudden discomfort at the sight of a young man in a prep school blazer. Another lies in Harriet's journal, which contains a set of 5 names and 5-digit numbers believed to be old telephone numbers. Blomqvist's daughter, Pernilla, passing through the way Bible Camp, identifies them as passages from the book of Leviticus. It describes the rules about treatment and punishment of women, and Blomqvist correlates them to one of the grotesque murder of the Wenger Corporation secretary in 1949. Okay, so that's the gory details. It's not good for relaxation. But I will read to you the names and tell you the difference of the name pronunciations. So, Mikael Blomqvist's lover is called, but they didn't write it here, I think I have to search. That was so different. Mikael. Girl with the dragon tattoo. Cast. Erika Berger. Yeah. So Erika Berger. So Simon fans called it Erika Berger. But the other guy called it Erika Berger, and he keeps on calling Berger all the way, and I just like I didn't like it. Yeah, Berger and Berger. What else was it? And the main character, Lisbeth Salander, and the Salander, that's the Simon Vance, and the other guy pronounce it like Salander. Gustav Morell, Dirk Frodo. Oh yeah. There was a difference in the pronunciation of the lawyer Dirk Frodo. The other guy pronounced it as Frodo. Frodo, something like that. Dragan Armansky, Gustav Morel, Harold Wanger, Isabella Wanger, yeah, so how's about it? Birger Wanger. There's another one. Gregor Beckman is the husband of Erika Berger. Okay. Dear brother, Annika Giannini. Annika Giannini is Mikael Blomqvist's sister, married to someone Giannini, something Giannini. I forgot the name. So, okay, that's all I'm going to say about the girl with the dragon tattoo. Let's see. I'm sorry if it took me so long to explain to you about the book, because there's only 3 books, so relax, you're only halfway, only 1/3 of the way. Next book that I bought, it was another dark, adventurous, but very, very dark fictional book called The Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Oh man, The Gone Girl. I'm searching. Okay. So I came across the movie Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. I watched the movie and was astonished, and I was not happy the way it finished. And I thought it's just half of the story. I didn't get to read the whole story. And then I read about it, the audiobook. It's amazing. It's satisfying. It's a psychological thriller. Okay. It's I think you're learning a lot about me. I'm quite into the psychological thrillers and very dark. And you thought I was very calm and cooling and peaceful and happy person. No, I'm not. Okay. I will read some of the stories to you. The day of his 5th wedding anniversary, Nick Dunn returns home to find his wife, Amy, missing. Her disappearance receives heavy press coverage as Amy was the inspiration for her parents' popular book, Amazing Amy, children's book. Detective Rhonda Boney does a walkthrough of the house and finds poorly concealed evidence of a struggle. Police conduct a forensic analysis and uncover the remnants of clean blood stains, leading to the conclusion that Amy was murdered. Suspicion arises that Nick is responsible, and his awkward behavior is interpreted by the media as characteristics of a sociopath. flashback reveals that Nick and Amy's marriage had disintegrated. Both lost their jobs and in the recession had moved from New York City to Nick's hometown of North Carthage, Missouri. Nick has become lazy and distant, uninterested and unfaithful. The lead detective on the case, Rhonda Boney, unearths the evidence of financial trouble, domestic disputes, and a witness states that Amy wanted to purchase a gun. She also finds a medical report indicating that Amy is pregnant, and Nick denies the knowledge. Amy is revealed to be alive and well, and having changed her appearance and gone into hiding in a distant campground. She despises Nick for the erosion of their marital bliss, her isolation after they moved to be closer to Nick's family, and his infidelity. Amy plans to framing in great detail. She befriends a pregnant neighbor to steal her urine for a pregnancy test, drains her own blood to leave trace of evidence of murder, and fabricates a diary describing her fear of Nick. By using the clues in a treasure hunt game she and Nick play on their anniversary, she ensures he visits places where she had planted the collaborating evidences of Nick's guilt for police to discover. She anticipates Nick will be convicted and executed for her murder, and contemplates committing suicide after his conviction. Like, that is crazy. For those of you who know Gone Girl, it just blew my mind away, and seriously, I hated the way it ended on the book too. And it's like, but it shows how I can learn something from it, because the way people perceive things that is going on in the media is so easy. It can be just a misunderstanding, and it's just so commonly manipulated, everything. Human beings. So that's why I like to read it. And I don't know, I kind of admire what the crazy lady is doing, because it's very hard to fool people. So that's one of the books. One of my favorite, and my last book that I'm going to tell you is, no, not the last one, is The Help by Catherine Stockett. It's a very beautiful book. I think you know The Help from the movie The Help. I usually watch the movies, then I buy the book. I know there's going to be spoilers, but if I like the book, if I like the movie and want to read more into the story, then I'll buy the book after watching the movie. So The Help. It's a very recent 2009 book. Plot. The Help is set in the early 1960s in Jackson, Mississippi, and told primarily from the first-person perspective of three women, Abilene Clark, Minnie Jackson, and Eugenia Skeeter Phelan. Abilene is a maid who takes care of children and cleans. Her first job since her own 24-year-old son Trelor died from an accident on his job, and he's tending and is tending to the Leafold household and caring for their toddler, May Mobley. So cute. I love May Mobley. So cute. Minnie is Abeeline's friend who frequently tells her employer what she thinks of them, resulting in her having been fired from 19 jobs. Minnie's most recent employer was Mrs. Walters, mother of Hilly Holbrook. The Hilly Holbrook. Skitter is a daughter of a white family that owns cotton farm outside Jackson. Many of the field hands and household help care are African Americans. Skitter has just returned home after graduating from University of Mississippi and wants to become a writer. Skitter's mom wants her to get married and thinks her degree is just a pretty piece of paper. Skitter is curious about her disappearance of her maid Constantine. Constantine had written to Skitter while she was away from home in college, saying what a great surprise she had when she came home. Skitter's mother tells that Constantine quit and went to live with a relative in Chicago. Skitter does not believe that Constantine would leave her like this. She knows something's wrong and believes that information will eventually come forth. Everyone Skitter asks about the strange disappearance of Constantine pretends it never happened and avoids giving her any real answers. The life that Constantine led while being in a help-to-feeling family leads Skitter to the realization that her friends' maids are treated very differently from the way the white employees are treated. She decides, with the assistance of a publisher, that she wants to reveal the truth of being a colored maid in Mississippi. Skitter struggles to communicate with the maids and gain their trust. The danger of undertaking writing a book about African Americans speaking out in the South during the early 1960s hover constantly over the three women. Story opens when Skitter returns from 4 years at college. Abeline begins working for the Leafolds, and Minnie is let go from her job, working for Mrs. Walters, begins working for Celia Food. Skitter rejoins her friends at a weekly bridge club meeting at Elizabeth's house. Her old friend Hilly Holbrook asks Skitter to come to place an advertisement for the Junior League newspaper about the benefit of installing a separate bathroom for the colored out. Skitter is offended by the suggestion that the domestic worker of color need a separate toilet, but does not confront Hilly about this. Instead, she simply drags her feet, placing the ad in the paper. Before Skitter leaves the brunch card game, she asks Abeline if she would like to see things change. Abeline does not know what Skitter means and is suspicious of the young woman's motives for making such a statement. Eventually, Skitter wins Abeline's trust through a friendship that develops while Abeline helps Skitter write household tips columns for a local newspaper. So this is the beginning of the Help book. I like it because it shows a different perspective of life. In the olden days, that's something we could learn from and be humbled with. And yeah, that's the Help. Okay, I could say many great things about the Help, but I think we all know about this. So next book, and my last book, is I'm not ashamed to say I love my first book that I purchased. The very, very first storybook that I purchased is the Twilight. The Twilight book. Okay, I get it. the movie is ridiculous and the book is childish and teenager-like and not very supportive of women. I was kind of intrigued by the idea of that kind of thing, like meeting the very your love, eternal kind of love. And I only bought the book after watching the first Twilight, so that was when it came out. Was it 2010, 2009, 2010? I don't know. So yeah, that was 6 years ago. So I was 20 years. Wow, 20 years old. Yeah. So I don't know. I was like, it's a Twilight, interesting, and I buy it. And I was hooked. I love the idea of this fantasy world where this new family, where you can be fantastic looking and meet amazing people and be part of this extraordinary looking family, every person's dream. But however, when I grew up during this 6 years 5 years, I started to realize, when I read back into the Twilight movies, I realized that how restricting it was for Bella to not have any opinion of herself or to do anything in the name of protecting her. There were so many people restricting her to do anything. For me, I started to understand it was kind of like controlling her. But I never thought it would be like this. My idea of Twilight was very innocent when I first knew about Twilight. I just thought it was an amazing love story. And I could relate to that, of dreaming that kind of love. Dream about it and then write about it. And it's amazing. It's so great. Alright, that's the end of the rambling of the crazy books that I read. I hope you still like me after this. Okay, good night everybody. I hope you relax after this. I have to finish this, if not I don't have any space in my computer.